They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
you
dogs.
know that?
They were
They're
eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years and just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I've wanted to beat them when I first came to the school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan. Welcome back. We're back. For those who saw last week, Kieran was unfortunately fired. As I mentioned, we were having some issues. So we put out our network. We did a nationwide search. We got a lot of interested applicants. Chris Hemsworth, Idris Elba really wanted to come on for some reason. Courtney Cox almost got on it, but I figured she roots for Auburn a little bit, apparently. No one talks about that. But so with this search, we did find someone who fit our criteria as well. Irish, redhead, extensive podcast appearances and experience, has been on some great shows. And not just mess with you, Kieran came crawling back on his hands and knees, said this was more important than his job. He did offer sexual favors to come back, but I was like, I'm married, you have a fiance. And then I had to apologize because that hurt his feelings, and I had to beg him to come back on. So Kieran is back. Kieran, how was your week off?
It was strenuous, to say the least. So my job as an engineer required extensive overtime for submission week, and anybody who's listening who's an engineer will know that. But that is passed. Submission's in. I'm done. Don't need to think about it for another month.
And if anyone besides you listens to this, regularly listens to this,
who's an engineer, what are they doing?
Who is an engineer, I will buy you a Penn State jersey.
Woohoo! I just need one.
Regularly.
That's fine. I'll find one of them.
No one that you are related to or will be related to within the next year.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So you got to find one.
All right.
But no, we are back. We missed Kieran last week. Thank you again to Jared from the corner booth for filling in. It was a fun episode. Obviously not the same, but I did hold off on as we're putting it, the rest for team histories or conference histories, that being the Pac-12 for the Pac-2, the independents, and some select group of 5 schools, because I didn't want to leave Kieran out. He's been having fun with it. I've loved his categorizations of all this, so I'm not sure how it'll go this week with 3 different quote-unquote groupings of conferences. So
yeah, it's a little all over the place.
Yeah, but before we do that, there's some news we have to get to. First off, there were reports last week that Jordon Hudson was reportedly banned from the UNC football facilities. UNC came out and said, no, she's not. She's not an employee of the university, but she does handle Bill Belichick's dick, I guess. So that was a weird thing to put in the statement by UNC, but no, she handles his personal and professional calendar. So she's allowed to stay on. And now there's questions coming out, though, Kieran, that Bill Belichick might not coach a game at UNC. His buyout is $10 million now. It will be $1 million in 16, 17 days with June 1st. Do you think he's going to make it to the season?
I say he makes it right before the season. I say it gets down to the $1 million and they buy him out, just because I feel like this is one of those situations that's just going to get out of hand, and frankly, UNC shouldn't put up with it.
UNC has been better as of late. Do not get me wrong. Does UNC have the gravitas in the college football world on the basketball or the football side of it? Basketball, obviously they do, to be picky.
Yeah, you're kind of right. They're right there. I would say that they need a couple more years of some success, consistently making bowl games, winning at least one or two of them, to get a caliber of coach that's going to kind of propel them to the next step up. This is a very unfortunate situation with UNC because they got Bill Belichick, and everyone, like us especially, were just like, oh, this is brilliant. The comeback, we're going to see him just go off, do all these sort of stupid trades. I mean, right out of the gate, he got that center from Holy Cross, and we're just like classic Belichick, starting with the offensive line. But if like the whole situation with Jordon just gets kind of out of control, I'd find it difficult for him to coach effectively and for UNC to even want him there.
I mean, at this point, I think it's either going to be in this 2-week period right after June 1st, June 2nd, or he's going to make it through the year, because if they're not waiting for the buyout to drop to $1 million, then I don't think there's anything feasibly that Bill Belichick or Jordon Hudson could do that would make them go, yeah, this is a bridge too far. We need to get rid of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. It's like the $1 million is really the key point there. I mean, what did you say, June 15th or something?
June 1st.
June 1st, excuse me. I don't know why I was thinking that. Yeah, if they get to June 1st, I'd say that they can easily make it one season, see how the behind the scenes crap affects anything on the field, especially with Belichick himself. And then if it's just not working, just get rid of him. I mean, it's a fairly easy. I mean, even UNC has $1 million.
Oh yeah, they would just have to go ask the basketball coach.
Yeah, seriously,
to lend them $1 million for the football program.
Yeah, do you mind ever so much?
Yeah, no, I think it's also, and you said it's a sad situation for UNC. It's also just a sad situation for Bill Belichick. This is clearly elder abuse. I've been saying it for weeks. Unfortunately, he alienated all his children by dating a child, so they don't care to check on him. But they really should. This is not great.
Yeah. And, they say the girlfriend effect is they get their man dappered up. I think Bill Belichick's a little too old for that and a little too set in his ways. He was wearing a ratty ass t-shirt, on the interview with CBS.
Yeah, no, I don't think we expected any different, to be honest. But it's not a great situation. And yeah, it's going to be weird to see. So yeah, moving on to some other exciting news. Not really exciting. The transfer portal, Kieran, is garbage. According to ACC coaches, per Brett McMurphy on Twitter, the transfer portal is full of trash right now. There's no one worth adding. We all saw this coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guys who thought they were really good weren't getting playing time because they weren't. And then other schools like, yeah, you're not that good.
Yeah, it's a weird situation because I get what these players are trying to do. They're trying to get any money they can, settle it out for 2 or 3 more years, however much they have left on their eligibility, and get to the point where they don't necessarily need to rely on a really high draft pick, which is fair, but it's becoming a detriment to the system as a whole. And we've said this before a billion times. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but if you don't stick in one position or stay in one place and learn from the coaches there that can improve your game, if you're not getting along and you're absolutely hating every practice you go to, you're not getting your opinion heard, this, that, and the other thing, and it's just a slug, 100% go to the transfer portal. But if you're starting and you're playing in a system that works for you, you're fairly effective and things like that, there is no need to go to the transfer portal. I understand you want to make $1 million, million plus. It's 2 years away. I'm sure you can stick it. It's 1 or 2 years away for most of these guys. I'm sure you can stick it out and get some playing time in. Show your stuff to the NFL scouts. Show them what you can do here. They will reward you later on.
Yeah, no, and it's showing some backbone in the face of adversity is sort of what you're getting at. But I think if some of these guys who were 3 stars were coming out of high school as 3 stars, teams would want them. They go, that's a fine player. But if you're a 3-star hitting the portal, I think teams might be concerned.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like a 3-star out of high school, coaches will look at that and go, that's somebody I can mold. That's somebody I can make great. 3 stars in the transfer portal means that you didn't have enough faith in either yourself or the coach or the team or whatever, and you're just trying to jump ship, which is... I don't want to say it shows a lack of commitment, because I understand that the NIL is a huge, huge factor in all these decisions. But we're coming, like, again, we're getting to the point where it's like, you're not proving yourself. You're jumping here, there, everywhere. You're not learning really any system, and you're just hoping for a couple $1 million right off the bat. You're sacrificing long-term gain for short-time potential, and it's killing me to watch it happen.
Yeah, and I think we've pointed out that this is going to be an issue. The portal, the expanded playoffs, which, guess what, Kieran? They're trying to expand it more.
Great.
The conferences we root for, mainly the SEC and the Big Ten, are pushing for a 16-team playoff. 4 auto bids for each of them. The ACC and the Big 12 each get 2. The group of 5 gets 1, and then there's 3 at-large bids, and there's also talk of potentially interconference play-ins. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yes, the Big Ten and the SEC right now are the best conferences in college football. There's not much of a debate about that. Some people will debate 1 or 2. That's a legitimate argument at this point. But it has not always been the case. The Big 12 dominated at one point. The Pac-12 dominated when it was still alive. The ACC never really dominated, but they had good teams. And, it's not always going to be the SEC and the Big Ten, so it should never be, hey, these are the ones getting 4 automatic bids.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do, I think a 16-team playoff also is stupid. But if you want to do that, 16 highest-ranked teams. I don't care what else. Kaden, what are your thoughts on the proposed 16-team playoff?
Right off the bat, 16 teams, too many teams. All right, this is not basketball where you can play multiple games a week. Okay, football players can't. They get way too beat up every single game. They put their bodies on the line for this stuff. They get injuries. They can't recover that quickly. To allow the SEC and the Big Ten to get 4 auto bids each, or excuse me, the 4 auto bids is terrible, because frankly, you're right. It's not always going to be those guys that are dominating. Okay. Yes. In the current history of the past 20, 25, 30 years, it's been like that. But what's to say in another 50? You can't project out that far. It's impossible. These guys are there for a maximum, albeit eligibility concerns in recent years, maximum of 4 years. And that's all you can, that's as far out as you can guarantee, 4 years. To ensure an automatic bid now means that you essentially perpetually get TV deals, the rights that come with it, the ability to broadcast games, the automatic greater market share. And I get what they're trying to do, but this is classic like antitrust behavior. It's basically like, we're monopolizing college football to just us so that we can control pretty much every aspect of the college football scene, and it allows for no movement whatsoever. I mean, if you get auto bids, you automatically shrink the playing pool because nobody will want to play at any other school because it's a total gamble at this point.
Yeah, and looking at the ACC and Big Ten from this year, if you had 4 automatic bids for the Big Ten, that would be Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State. Okay, that's the 4 that made it. Obviously, the 4th one is the one who won the national championship, so that's fine. But then if you look at the SEC, it's going to be Texas, and Georgia, and Tennessee, and then either Missouri or Ole Miss. And with the expanded playoff, it was always talked about how this would give a chance to the little guy. This would even the playing field. Tennessee, as much as I make fun of them, is not the little guy.
Yeah.
They're a little brother, but they're not the little guy. They have the resources to put out a competitive team most times.
Absolutely.
And having them go up against, I don't know, a Boise State probably isn't fair when they finished 3rd in their conference.
Very true. I mean, like, we can look at Boise State from last year and go, oh yeah, they're brilliant. They're this, that, and the other thing. That entire team rode on Ashton Gianti's coattails, frankly. He was Boise. Okay. Tennessee, Alabama, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, they can go out and simply collect the best players because they're going to be the only ones that can genuinely get to the playoff each and every year, realistically. Yeah, there are multiple teams within that conference, and no, they can't all be 1 through 4, but it eliminates the ability for anything else to happen. Everybody, no matter who they are, diehard fans like us with Alabama and Penn State, we always want to see our teams win. That is never up for debate. But you know what's really fun? When Boise State comes out of absolutely nowhere and ruins somebody's chances because it's great football and it's great fun to watch.
Yeah, also, we don't want to be just handed shit. We are diehard Penn State and Alabama fans, but we're not going to be like, oh, please, Big Ten Conference, change your rules so we can play in the conference championship to make the playoffs.
Ohio State.
Now, look, Alabama does get preferential treatment a lot. I'm not going to lie, but I don't want it to come from the NCAA. I don't necessarily want it, but it happens. And I think this is extremely... It's short-sighted, as you mentioned, but it's also just a ridiculous thing to ask for. And I hope the ACC, Big 12, Group of Fives all grow a spine.
Yeah.
Because there's easily a world where the national championship playoffs would include Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Alabama, and LSU with this model.
Mm-hmm.
They would not put Missouri in over Alabama, Ole Miss, or LSU. But that's 6 SEC teams. And then it could even include the 4 Big Ten teams that got in, and then not Michigan this year, and then like a Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so stupid. I hate this. I hate every single thing I hear about updated playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, 12 was enough, for God's sakes. Like, it was already too much. But it seems to just be this like perpetual cycle of, oh, surely we can get more money out of this. It's like, okay, but then just start the season as the first playoff game. If that's your exponential logic, just start the season as the first playoff game, and you just select Alabama and, I don't know, Indiana, just because, right? There's no reason to put any effort into playing or preparing or anything like that. Just it's ridiculous.
No. It's like that one meme of car drivers, just one more lane, bro, and it'll clear up traffic.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing with the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Just one more team, and then we'll have parity. Oh, just 4 more teams, and then we'll have parity. And we never will. They're sports. They are inherently not equal.
Yes, they are very much one-sided a lot of the time.
College, even more so than, say, the NFL, because there's no salary cap.
Right.
And I'm not pushing for a salary cap either. That's another stupid idea. But, Kieran, there's someone who agrees with us.
And his name is John Cena.
No, his name is our president, the president of the United States of America, because he is putting together a presidential committee to study college sports with Nick Saban as the co-chair. Now, if there's anything I know about Nick Saban, he knows how to fix something that's broken. And college athletics are broken right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, talk about a proper selection. There's no, I literally couldn't pick anybody better. I mean, there isn't anybody better. It's not even that I could pick them. There isn't anybody better.
No, except for maybe us. We have great ideas.
We have great ideas, but we have no idea how to implement them. He does.
And we don't have the experience.
Yes.
If Nick Saban speaks, people should listen. They didn't when he said all of this was a stupid idea when it started.
Mm-hmm.
But he has that gravitas with his name that he can, unlike UNC, that he can get stuff done.
Can. Absolute legend. I would love to see him step in into this role, whatever it ends up being. And frankly, I would love to see him step in as NCAA president. I think that would be the culmination of an already brilliant career. It would simply be a cherry on top.
Yes, I don't know if we'll ever see it because for 3 reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'd ever want to do that. That sounds like a terrible job.
Okay, granted.
I don't think anyone else would want him to do it because they would go, well, it's just going to become football. And they're
it's too self-centered. Else. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I'm not saying that's how it would go, but I'm saying that's what people will think. And 3, they really like lawyers for commissioners of things.
Mm.
I think Mark Emmert was a lawyer. Charlie Baker has a law degree or some kind of law degree. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what comes out of that presidential committee.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be exciting. Hopefully they have some fixes. But Kieran, back to the portal real quick before we get into our bigger topic. In this era of the portal, we're seeing a lot of older quarterbacks with the COVID year as well, with medical red shirts. Cam Rising just medically retired after 1 billion years in college football. You had Cam McCormick, who was 45 and was looking forward to his
early
trip
retirement
down the Cape with his annoying ass kids and his wife. And a bunch of guys like that who are just bouncing around. And Ole Miss is continuing the trend. Their new quarterback, who's projected to be their starter, is Austin Simmons, is a grad student. He just graduated, or he will be graduating in a couple days from Ole Miss. The only difference with Austin Simmons is he is 19 years old.
Wait, what?
He is 19 years old and has a bachelor's degree from Ole Miss already. Has not started a game, has not played a snap.
All right. He should be the benchmark for literally everyone else. Get your bachelor degree done with, and then play college football. Yes, he enrolled when he was 16, I believe I read. Wow, really? Yes. That's nuts. In what? Like, what did he do? He's just smart as hell, I guess. He reclassified from the 2025 to 2023 class. He was earning college credits at Miami-Dade College, completed his associate's degree before turning 17, and then he just finished his bachelor's degree in multidisciplinary studies this year. Okay, so a little bit of gen ed in there, certainly. Wow, that's really impressive. Yeah. Well done, Austin Simmons. He played last year. He went 9 for 19 for 282 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What? 9 for 19. Yeah. For 282 yards. Yeah. It's not bad yard. No, it's solid. Yard per attempt, not great.
completion percentage not great, but I mean,
you only got a couple
the
attempts.
dude was 18.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's really cool. That's a smart kid.
yeah.
Does it say where he's from, or just like he went?
He's from Miami.
Oh, he's from Miami. Okay, figured that
Yeah.
much. I wasn't sure.
Born
That's really
in
cool.
Pinecrest, which is a suburban village in Miami-Dade County.
Cool. That's very cool.
Part of the Miami Metro. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna be taking a lot of. He's gonna take up. Hopefully, he's gonna take up a lot of time next season. If he's any good, I'm really hoping he is.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to worry about studying unless he wants to get a master's.
He probably will, frankly. I mean, he has to be enrolled. You have to be enrolled at the university. So,
yeah, I mean, but Justin Herbert was just like a part-time student. He took like one class his senior year.
I thought you had to take like at least like 9 credits or something per semester. I know you could defer them for some reason, but I don't.
No, he might have taken more than that, but he did not take many. He said they were like, "Oh, so what are you doing now that you graduate?" I'm just hanging out a lot and playing football.
That's such a jock thing to say.
Yeah,
I mean, graduated, bro. I'm just crushing beers in my apartment.
Yeah, that's
playing a ton of Xbox.
Yeah, so good for Austin Simmons. Put the academics back in NCAA. It does not have academics in it, but it's fine. Moving on to the last quote unquote conference history. I'm not giving history for these conferences because, Kieran, it is really what's left. It's the independents, the group of 5 schools that I just kind of picked at random, and the Pac-2. And I don't feel like giving a history of the Pac-2 because it's changing very much. I probably should, though. But, Kieran, any questions about these? Any order you want to go in? Do you want to do independents, then group of 5, then Pac-2?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
All right, cool. That's how I have it written. Because I kind of forgot we didn't do the Pac-12 yet. All right. Independents first. Notre Dame. They were in a conference most recently in 2020, the ACC, the only year they were ever in a conference. They are independent because of money. They feel they can leverage their brand more easily by being themselves and not tied down by some other crap school in a conference. Allegedly, historically, conferences also said no when they asked to join. Primarily, they are in the ACC for everything else. They are 962, 339, and 42 overall. They're 22 and 21 in bowl games. They have 11 claimed national titles, one in 1924, one in 1929, one in 1930, 43, 46, 47, 49, 66, 73, 77, and 88. They have 7 Heisman winners, and I did not write all of them down because that's too many names. Kieran, who roots for Notre Dame?
Do you have a lot of money and are backed up by a major religious organization? Notre Dame.
Yeah. People are really excited that the Pope is American.
That's a good point. That's a really good one. People who have a thing for gold.
It's
small bits, but gold.
Also, terrible look for the flagship Catholic institution in this country. And the first American Pope went to Villanova.
Yes, seriously.
Terrible look.
Oh, dreadful.
All right.
Take this here. We can add an L to their column, so it's 340.
Perfect. All right, next up, UConn. They were last in the American Conference from 2013 to 2019. They left the American for the new Big East, but there's no football in that, so they're independent. They're primarily in the Big East for everything else. Their overall win-loss is 518, 638. They're 4-4 in bowl games. No claim natties, no Heisman Trophy winners. Basketball fans.
Mm-hmm. People from the New England area who thinks UConn is just far enough out of the way that their parents won't visit every weekend.
That's fair. People who like the first 90% of a blowjob. We'll get to the rest in a minute. Anything else for UConn?
No, I mean you have to leave it off with that. That's
All
brilliant.
right. Next up, UMass. They were most recently in the MAC 2012 to 2015. They would not become a full member, so they left and no one else wanted them. Their primary conference is the A10. They're 577, 624, and 50 overall. They have never appeared in a bowl game. They have won national title in 1998 at the FCS level, and they're rejoining the MAC in 2025. The people who prefer the last 10% of a blowjob, because the cum bowl, they like the part of it. I know the math is really 33-66, but
yeah, no, it was better the way you said it. People from the South Shore of Massachusetts. Feel like
that's true.
99% of their population.
Yeah.
Oh, here's an interesting one. People who really love trees, and I have a reason for that. UMass, as far as I am aware, are the only school in the United States with a tree science major. So they specialize in trees. So people who really like
interesting.
Trees. Yeah.
People who like to talk about how big of a party school it is without actually going to ever seeing a bigger party school.
Yeah. Yes. People are absolutely blown away when they just go ever so slightly south.
Yeah. No, it's a big party school. Yeah, sorry. They're competing with Westfield State and Amherst College.
Yeah, not
in
exactly.
North Adams. Big party schools.
Yeah.
Also, to continue on the blowjob joke, Rick Pitino went there.
Oh, there you go.
I think that also fits with that because the last 10% for him is the whole 100%.
It's called completion.
That's all he does.
Did it all right.
Everything else is the issue. All right. On to the group of 5. Again, these were more or less randomly chosen just for fun. I don't know if we're going to have an answer for all of them. Boise State. They're in the Mountain West Conference. They have 6 Mountain West championships. They are 503, 188, and 2 in their history. They're 13 and 9 in bowl games. They have 2 claimed natties, one at the JUCO level in 1958 and one at the FCS level in 1980. And they got robbed of a Heisman Trophy because of a snaps merchant. So they have 0 Heisman Trophy winners. Kieran, who roots for Boise State?
People who love trick plays and blue fields.
I was going to say blue fields. That's people who love the color blue.
Mm-hmm. People who like a surprise dark horse, which is hilarious because their mascot is a horse.
Yeah, that's true. People who won't stop talking about the 2007, I think it was, Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Memphis. They're in the American. They have 2 conference championships, 2014, 2019. They are 543, 538, and 33 overall. They are 9 and 8 in bowl games. And fun fact, we talked a lot about the Missouri Valley Conference when discussing the Big 12. They were in that conference, but the FCS one from 1968 to 1972. People who really like barbecue.
That's a good one. I am going to abstain from this one. I do not know enough about Memphis to really warrant a reaction. But a barbecue is a good one.
People who really like barbecue, Elvis, and unfortunately gun violence.
All right. Perfect.
Memphis is not great. UNLV. They're in the Mountain West.
Woo!
They have 0 conference championships. They are 256, 386, and 4 in their program history. They're 4 and 2 in bowl games. They are 0 natties, 0 Heisman Trophy winners. Anyone who just lost their mortgage this month on the slots.
Anybody who was rooting for them as a mid team and ultimately became rather successful within their conference. Whoa. Anybody who likes cannons.
That's true. The Fremont Cannon was pretty great.
Yeah. Have a whole video about trophies. You should go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. I think I can put a link on the screen.
Shameless plug. All right.
Not shameless. Not shameless at all. No shame involved. All right. Yeah, I think that's really it. Also, weirdly, a lot of baseball players. Like Bryce Harper's from Vegas, I think. I think there's a few from Las Vegas. Anyone who likes saying, but it's a dry heat.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah,
my brother in Christ, it's 130 degrees out right now. I do not care if it's dry or wet. Where's the air conditioning?
I am melting to this pavement. Leave me alone.
All right, next up, Kent State, Maction, baby. They have won conference championship in 1972. They're 365, 608, and 28 in their history. 1-4 in bowl games. Obviously, no natties, no Heismans. Nick Saban.
Nick Saban. People who root for mid teams and then watch them absolutely get washed.
Watch them somehow be worse than they were in their 1-11 record the year prior.
What was their points differential? It just needs to be 0 wins and a much larger point differential. That'll be class.
Let's look real quick. I feel like also anyone who consistently takes the under in betting, because Kent State unders are just probably the surest thing ever. It does not have. It has simple rating system. Per the simple rating system, they were better this year than last year.
Okay.
So they have a simple rating of 0 is the average. Negative 20.93 this year. It was negative 22.33 last year.
Okay.
And their schedule got harder too. It was negative 6.75 last year, negative 0.68 this year. But yeah, the drop off's concerning. We're just going to look at 2020. Their simple rating system 7.02, above average. They went 3-1, not terrible. Negative 7.88 the following year, not great. Went 500. Negative 5.38 in 2022. They went 5-7. Negative 22.33. Kenny Burns will not see the gates of heaven for what he did to my sweet program.
You know, we were joking a lot a couple years ago about you coaching at one of these universities. I think here's your chance.
This year is not, based on simple ratings, that's all we're going off of, is not top 10 worst seasons in Kent State history.
Wow.
It's number 11. The worst is 1989. They went 0-11 with a negative 29.75.
Oof.
Yeah, not great for the Golden Flashes. Anyone else root for Kent State, Kieran?
No, I think we covered it.
All right. Next up, Tulane. They're in the American Conference. They have one conference title in 2022, 564, 677, and 38. They're 7-10 in bowl games. People really like voodoo.
All right. People who like a very interesting mascot, people who have lived in New Orleans their entire life, and people who remember the days that they won the SEC.
I think they're all dead.
There's one or two kicking about, I'm sure.
Who remember? Because Kieran, that was like 1935, I think.
Shh.
So you either didn't remember or the dementia has gotten you.
The dimension's gotten you.
I think that's it. I don't think. Oh, wait, they might have, Kieran. They actually have 3 SEC titles.
I thought they only had the 1.
39, and 49.
All right, there must be somebody
so
alive
49. I could see someone from 49 remembering.
Yeah. I mean, they're at the point where they're no longer there, but you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember when gumballs used to cost a nickel.
That's great, Grandma. Next up, Liberty. They're in Conference USA. 0 conference titles, 307, 258, and 4. in their program history, 3-3 in bowl games. Anyone who doesn't see the hypocrisy in them being Liberty.
Oh, damn. I was going to say something along the same lines. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Anybody who doesn't realize it's a cult.
Yeah.
People who are oblivious to cults. There you go.
Anyone who's not excited about the Pope existing at all.
That's good.
All right. Next up, Army. They're in the American Conference. They have one conference championship in 2024. They're 739, 547, and 51, in program history, 8-3 in bowl games. They have 5 claimed national titles, 1914, 1916, 1944, 1945, and 1946. And they have 3 Heisman Trophy winners, Doc Blanchard in 45, Glenn Davis in 46, and Pete Dawkins in 1958. Kieran, who roots for Army?
Everyone roots for Army. Support the troops. There's only 2 groups or people that I can say don't support Army, and it is Navy and Air Force. Other than that, support the troops.
Yeah, agreed. I have no other disagreement.
No notes.
Next up, Toledo. They are also in the MAC. They have 12 conference titles. They are 588, 456, and 24 overall. They are 12-10 in bowl games. I mostly just included them because 2 of Belly Up's co-founders went there. That's really it. People who like the colors blue and gold and live in Ohio but do not like Kent State.
People who are just looking for a team to root for and don't realize how bad they are.
That's true.
People from Toledo, Spain.
They're true. They're confused, but they got the spirit.
Yep, there you go.
Next up, App State Mountaineers. They are in the Sun Belt. They have 4 conference titles. They're 668, 363, and 29 in their program history. They are 7-1 in bowl games. And they have 3 claimed natties all at the FCS level, 05, 06, and 07. A little dynasty in, I hate the phrase aughts, so in the 2000s. People who really hold on to that 2007 season and people who really, really hate Michigan.
Yeah, definitely. People who love a group of 5 upset. App State fans.
They were FCS at that point too.
I know.
They're still upset and left right. Also, Boone, North Carolina, beautiful.
I've never been, but I'll take your word for it.
Neither have I. But I just the setting of all their stadiums is like in the middle of forest. It's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
All right, moving on to Coastal Carolina, also in the Sun Belt. They have 1 claimed natty in 2020. They are 172-96 overall in their program history, 2-3 in bowl games. People who really like the color teal.
People who really like a blue field, but closer to the coast.
It's true. People who miss the days of COVID.
Yeah.
That was the only time they were good.
People who want to root for a cock, but not USC.
It's true. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we covered it.
Got engaged because that's where I proposed to my wife. Not on their campus, but like
at the 50-yard line with a big giant chicken.
Look, I tried. The school said no. It all worked out. It's fine. Finally, Western Kentucky. They're in Conference USA. They have 2 conference titles, 2015 and 2016. They're 6-15, 4-26, and 30 overall, 11-6 in bowl games. 1 claimed natty at the FCS level in 2002. People who like whatever the hell their mascot is.
People who don't like basketball.
But live in Kentucky.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah, people who also don't like UK or Louisville.
Yeah, people who just like colors. Their mascot is Big Red.
Perfect.
Or people who really like gum.
Gum?
Yeah.
Oh, Big Red, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the Pac-2. I said I wasn't going to do their history, but I pulled it up because I care about you guys. It started as the Pacific Coast Conference in 1915. That's really it. They've gone through the names, the Big Five, the Big Six, the Pacific 8, and the Pacific 10. And then the Pac-12 was adopted in 2011 when they added Colorado and Utah. It is nicknamed the Conference Champions, winning more NCAA national championships in team sports than any other conference in history. That's Washington won a natty in women's rowing in 2017. That's the 500th won by the Pac-12.
Wow.
200 lead over second place. Then 10 of its 12 members left, leaving these two schools for them to pillage the Mountain West and other Group of Five conferences. First up, Oregon State. They joined the Pac-12 in 1964. They have 2 Pac-12 championships, 1964 and 2000. They're 569, 629, and 50 overall. They're 12-8 in bowl games. They have no claim natties, and they have 1 Heisman Trophy winner, Terry Baker. People who like beavers.
Yep. My other one was people who are lumberjacks.
That's true.
We covered all 4 of them there. Great. Moving on.
Perfect. All right. Washington State joined in 1962. They have 2 Pac-12 championships. I wrote 4, but I only see 2. 1997 and 2002. Some Washington State fan correct me. They're overall 584, 587, and 45. Almost pure mid. They're 8-11 in bowl games. No claim natties, no Heisman Trophy winners. People who think Tom Brady is the Antichrist and ruined Drew Bledsoe's career.
Okay. That's a wild one.
It's where Drew Bledsoe went.
No, I know it's where Drew Bledsoe went, but like, I don't know. I feel like that's not exact. Drew Bledsoe had a good run. Oh gosh, geez, I don't know. Oh, people who love attending the ESPN game day. Shout out to the Wazoo fan who always shows up.
Old Crimson.
Mm-hmm.
People who like an extra year of eligibility so bad, they'll break their hand with a hammer. Shout out Gardner Minshew, and also shout out Mike Leach.
Legends, both of them. We
did it for Texas. Not Texas, Mississippi State. The colors are both the same, so I got confused. So that's it, Kieran. Obviously not every school, but that is every Power 5 conference history and the teams. And now I don't know what we're going to do with ourselves for the next couple of weeks.
We'll figure something out.
I already have ideas.
Great. All right. Real quick, can we cut here? Because I actually haven't written the lineup yet. So
you don't have to do it.
Well, because we were going to do it, but like I was debating between...
This is a disaster. You don't have to do it.
All right.
How this one was set up.
Okay.
You are either going to be doing
the Pac-12
3 lists.
Yeah.
3 lists, one with 3 schools, one with 2, and then 7, or a bunch of schools that don't relate to each other.
All right, fair
so
enough.
You do not have to do it. I'm going to keep this in, though, so no one goes, where's the list?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
You don't have to do it, Kieran. That's on me. Blame me, not Kieran.
I've had a stressful week, guys. Don't hurt me.
So, that's it for this week's episode, I think, unless you have anything else you want to cover.
No, I think we nailed all of it. You guys got a lot of news last week that I wish I could have covered because I was like, this would have been great for a lineup, but alas.
Do you have any takes about last week's news that you want to get off?
Geez, actually, that's a really good point. I can't.
It's a separate spreadsheet.
Yeah, the Kirk Signetti thing was really funny. You guys are just going off about that. The constant the John Doe, the Shadur Sanders thing, that was additionally really funny. It's one of the most pathetic ways. Like, you guys were calling it soft a lot, and that was really funny. But it was like, where have we come as a society that 50-year-old men are getting triggered by the fact that one of their favorite quarterbacks didn't go in the draft high enough? Okay. Who gives a crap? Like, grow up. You are not emotionally distressed because of this. You're bummed out, sure, but I didn't get bummed out when Tom Brady tore his ACL and sued what's his name?
I kind of want to sue Bernard Pollard.
Paula, thank you. Okay, granted, I was like 12 at the time, so I didn't know you could sue, but he caused me
great
stress, and I was an adolescent at the time.
Yeah, that's true. No, but in that fan's defense, not really defense, but people have been suing sports players for years, for generations. Montreal tried to sue Zdeno Chara for assault. They put out an arrest, like a warrant for him at one point.
Did they really? Jeez.
Yeah.
That's
wild. Or they threatened to. Yeah, so it's nothing new, but it's just equally disappointing every time. You are a grown-ass man, and you're crying and threatening legal action.
But like, that's the other thing, right? It's like, if you're going to be emotionally distressed about something, put your name to it. Don't cower behind the
That's
name John Doe. That unless the guy's name is legitimately John Doe, which would be funny as hell, don't hide behind things. Like, just, if you're distressed about it, you want the publicity, say it with your chest.
That's true. That'd be hilarious, but also it has to be a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's Mel Kiper's PR team.
Nobody with such little emotional maturity would think, while suing the NFL because your favorite player didn't get drafted high enough, to go, do I want my name attached to this?
Yeah. Like, so, for instance, do I sue the Giants for ruining the careers of Penn State players? Saquon would have had two. Yeah, Saquon would have had two trophies by now, 2 Super Bowls at least. Ruined, so he was, by the Giants.
That's true. Can I sue the Patriots for killing Mac Jones?
Maybe, yeah. You'd have to look up what the legal definition of manslaughter is.
Killing his spirit. That should be something.
Killing his spirit, yeah.
We'll get our top lawyers on it. I wish I had a cat near me to grab and be like, our top lawyers are on the case, and then just kind of yeet them onto the couch. The couch is like right here, by the way, so I'm not like chucking them across the room. But
could you imagine just a cat zooming across the screen? Leaving all this in. We're staying with this.
Oh yeah, it has to. It's what people come here for. They don't come here for the analysis. We don't give great analysis. No. They come here for the jokes. It's all jokes, Kieran.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's our show this week. Kieran, we did miss you last week.
It's good to be back.
It was not the same, but it was great having Jared fill in. We appreciate it. And everyone have a good, safe, fun week. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram. Follow at Quad Tailgate on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We're actually posting on TikTok and Instagram now. That's something we did not do. I want to talk about Instagram real quick.
All right.
Do you feel, and you don't work in social media, so that's not something you think about. I feel I'm not good at Instagram because I'm not hot. Like, if you're attractive, you learned how to use Instagram.
Oh, yes.
Like, if you were considered attractive when you were in high school, you learned how to use Instagram then. Mm-hmm. I wasn't, so I didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you on that. I don't have the wherewithal to do it as well. Like, I just, it's one of those things, like, the more you use a product or a tool, the more you're going to understand the differentiation between the focus, the filters, the coloring, all the contrast, all that crap. Like, for instance, Sam's really good at it, but she wouldn't necessarily be like posting all that often, but it's just because she's a photographer, so she knows like how to do these things. It's just a quirk. It's just a tool of the trade. So like you either learn it or you don't. It's
Yeah, I mean, also though, just use ChatGPT for stuff.
That's fair.
Hey, what are some good hashtags for this? Always say please and thank you, by the way, to your AI for 2 reasons. One, when they become self-aware and Skynet everyone, they might remember you're nice to them. And 2, it costs these companies money because it has to process what please and thank you means. So always say please and thank you to your AI, whatever your AI you uses. Please and thank you. Manners go a long way, especially when a robot's trying to gun you down.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, everyone have a safe, fun weekend. Look out for AI robots trying to kill us all. And yeah,
we'll be back.
They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
dogs.
You know
that?
They were eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to this school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan.